Welcome to the Daily Decant, your 5-minute briefing on the world of wine. Each episode delivers practical insights to help you choose, order, and talk about wine with more confidence in everyday social settings. Let's get into today's decant. It's a new week and we're doing a new format. So we're going to talk about wine and food pairings this week on the Daily Decant. So every episode will cover a specific food pairing situation you'll actually encounter in real life with specific wines, specific principles, and specific recommendations. There will be no abstract theorizing, memorizing charts, just the practical knowledge that makes every meal better and every wine choice more confident. Let's start at the beginning. The problem with most wine and food pairing advice is that it presents itself as a set of rules when it's actually a set of tendencies. White wine with fish is a tendency. It's true often enough that it became a rule of thumb, but it fails when the fish is rich, meaty tuna steak and it can handle a light red. And it fails when the white wine is heavily oaked Chardonnay that overwhelms a delicate soul. The rule doesn't account for the weight of the fish or the weight of the wine, and that's the actual variable that matters. So let me give you 3 principles instead of rules, because principles travel and rules don't. Principle 1, weight matches weight. This is the single most useful idea in wine and food pairing. A light, delicate wine with a light, delicate dish. A full-bodied, powerful wine with a rich, heavy dish. The goal is balance. Neither the wine nor the food should overpower the other. A featherweight wine next to a heavyweight dish gets flattened, and a heavyweight wine next to a delicate dish steamrolls it. So before you choose a wine for a meal, ask yourself, how heavy and rich is this food? Then, match the wine's body and intensity to that answer. Principle 2. Acidity cuts fat, and tannins cut fat. High-acid wines, such as Sauvignon Blanc, Muscadet, Chablis, Italian wines, dry rosé, work with fatty and rich foods because the acid acts as a squeeze of lemon, cutting through the fat and refreshing the palate between bites. Think about why a squeeze of lemon on fried fish makes both taste better. The acid cuts the fat, lifts the flavor, and refreshes the palate. Wine acidity does the same thing at the table, which is why a crisp, high-acid white next to a rich, fatty dish creates the same sense of everything tasting brighter and more defined. Tannic reds such as Cabernet Sauvignon, Young Barolo, and Structured Bordeaux work with rich, fatty red meats for the same reason. The tannins bind with the fat and protein in the meat, softening the tannins while cutting through the richness of the food. This is why a lean piece of fish and a big tannic cab is a disaster. No fat to bind with, and the tannins feel harsh and metallic against the delicate flesh. And it's why a fatty short rib and a big cab is wonderful. Principle 2 gives you the why behind most successful pairings, and once you understand it at its mechanical level, you'll start to see pairing decisions as logical rather than mysterious. Principle 3. What grows together, goes together. This is the regional pairing principle, and it's almost always reliable. The wines and foods of a specific region developed alongside each other over centuries, and the local cuisine is calibrated to the local wine, whether anyone planned it that way or not. Italian wines are high in acidity and made to be drunk with food, specifically Italian food. Spanish wines have the same structure and warmth to stand up to Spanish cuisine. White Burgundy with Burgundian cuisine. Alsatian wine with Alsatian cuisine. Whether you're eating a specific regional cuisine or you have access to wines from that region, start there. It's not a guarantee of perfection, but it's the most reliable single heuristic in pairing. 3 principles. Weight matches weight, acidity and tannin cut fat. What grows together, goes together. The most of the specific recommendations will make this week flow from one or more of these 3 ideas. Keep them in your head as we go. And here's one more thing I want to add before we dive into specific pairings this week. The goal of wine and food pairing is never to follow a rule correctly. It's to make both the wine and food taste better than they would alone. Great pairing amplifies both sides of the equation, and the way great music with either instrument could achieve solo. When you find those pairings, you will know immediately, because both the wine and the food will suddenly seem more interesting, more layered, and more complete. That experience is what this week is designed to help you find more reliably. Tomorrow, we'll talk about seafood, the full spectrum from oysters to tuna, and the most common pairing mistakes almost everyone makes. You won't want to miss it. That's today's Daily Decant. If you found this helpful, be sure to subscribe and share with your friends so you can continue building your wine knowledge in just a few minutes a day. See you tomorrow for the next decant.